A new era begins for the Army Painter, and our first theater of historical warfare begins with World War II and the British, German, and American paint sets, each featuring historically accurate paints, all of them meticulously selected with input from expert historians. Unleash the power of democracy. The American World War II set features carefully curated colors reflecting the iconic uniforms and equipment of the U.S. Armed Forces. From the distinctive drab of the M1 Garand to the vibrant hues of the Airborne Division, this set captures the essence of the greatest generation. Paint your forces with the authentic shades that help secure victory in battles from Normandy to the Pacific Theater. With the guidance of Dr. Stephen Bull, we proudly present 20 colors in total, including 6 unique colors to the range, all developed with our easy-to-use, high-coverage, high-performance Warpaints Fanatic formulation. And you can follow along, and we'll show you how to put them to use to paint your American forces with Stefan in the studio today. He begins painting this American soldier's trousers with dark olive, a unique color from the set. We'll mix in paratrooper tan in a 50-50 ratio and apply our first layered highlight using a regiment brush here. Great thing about the Warpaints Historical range is that these paints utilize the same high coverage Fanatic formulation, which boasts 300 to 700% more pigment, enabling Stefan and hobbyists of all skill levels to achieve instant coverage and saturation, most often with just one coat. We'll apply one more highlight across the highest folds and details of the trousers using pure paratrooper tan, which is a color match to the Warpaints Fanatic color of the same name. Using medium drab from the set, we'll apply an all-over base coat of this to the jacket and the leggings or gaiters covering the soldier's boots. To establish some more detail and shading, we will use the brown wash from the set, which is one of the color matches to our main range. You're sure to use a lot of washes when painting your historical mini, so if you run out of the brown tone in the set, and you'll see that you can easily replace your empty bottle with Warpaints Fanatic Strong Tone Wash from your friendly local retailer or at thearmypainter.com. Once that wash is dried, you can clean up and highlight it with the previous color of medium drab. Follow it up with a refined edge highlight of light drab, and be as neat as you can and use the side of your brush when possible to simply add clean highlights to your miniature. Now, we championed the color triad concept and popularized it with our Warpaints Air range. Then we advanced it with our Warpaints Fanatic flexible color triad system of 6 colors. So it made sense to incorporate triads for each of the core uniform colors of each nation represented in this historical range. The American set features dark, medium, and light drab. We'll use canvas, another unique color from the set, to highlight some of the smaller details of our soldiers' gear. Next, we'll use military shade from the range to glaze and reinforce the straps on the uniform before applying a simple base coat of rosy skin to the soldier's face and hands. We'll establish some shading and reinforce the details with a wash of warm skin tone. Once that wash is dried, apply a layered highlight of the previous color, rosy skin, leaving some of that darker shade in the recesses. Using a smaller brush like our Wargamer character brush here will really allow precision control when you need it most, like on these crisp facial features. Now, Stefan likes to add a bit of liveliness to the skin. This is optional, but it's a very simple step that really helps to push the realism of your miniature. We'll mix in some flag red from the set with the rosy skin. I'll thin it down to a glaze-like consistency to place this around the eye sockets, mouth, and cheeks. We'll follow that up by mixing in some matte white from the set to the rosy skin for a refined highlight. Now the skin is done, but here he goes again, painting those dreaded eyes. I'm just gonna hold my breath and watch as Stefan simply uses a base coat of matte black and some detail work with matte white on the eyes, the sclera of the eyes, before dotting in those pupils. Jeez Louise. This gives me anxiety. Pro tip, you can do like me and just apply a wash of Warpaints Fanatic purple tone and call it a day. Now grab some dark drab and apply this to the M1 helmet of our American soldier. Begin highlighting up the triad progression with medium drab, and apply a final refined highlight of light drab. Mini painting has genuinely never been so simple thanks to these triads. Moving on, we'll use rifle brown, which is a staple in all 3 sets for the rifle, and steel for the metal parts of it. It's important to note that each of the World War II sets are designed as standalone sets, so there are a few repeating colors across the range. That makes it easy for anyone wanting to pick up paint and play an American, British, or German force to dig into their first or next historical war game. Once that's applied, add a wash of black tone from the set to reinforce those details. While that's drying, maximize your time and use some of your steel to pick out some of the metallic details on the Mini. If you're using one of our wet palettes, your steel paint should still be fresh and ready to use. All right, now that wash is set, mix in some canvas into that rifle brown and apply a simple highlight to the rifle. I think Stefan was a bit unsure what color he wanted to paint the gun strap, otherwise he could have base coated it before, but if you're following along at home, use some medium drab, then follow it up with a wash of military shade. Once the wash is dried, you can refine the details and add some texture using canvas from the set. Go ahead and base coat your boots with boot brown, wash it down with brown tone, then blend in some of that canvas with the boot brown to apply a simple highlight. Finally, thin down some dark olive and apply it to your base for a nice urban rubble feel. We'll deepen the shadows with black tone, and once that wash has had time to dry, simply dry brush Paratrooper Tan. Follow it up with the rim color of your choice. We're using matte black here, and a battlefield tough to suit your battlefield style, and your M1 rifle wielding recruit is ready to join your American armed forces. Paint accurately with confidence thanks to the tabletop gaming industry's first ever Era Authentic paints. Available worldwide May 2025. Pre-order yours and learn more about the Army Painter and our team of passionate gamers and painters and the products we make for you when you visit us at thearmypainter.com.